What's good, Panther Nation? It's your boy, Myron McRae, a.k.a. Tornado McRae, across the skies of the internet, here with another episode of Panther Pride TV. Your one-stop shop for all your Panther notifications and your Panther obligations. And guys, all right, it's been 24 hours, 12 hours. What is it? Today's Monday. It's the next day after that game versus Jacksonville, and my initial reaction is up on my YouTube channel, like my initial post-game reaction, full unedited with days. And this is after having it. A lot of it feels the same. A lot of it feels the same way, and I'm just gonna tackle each part, and we're gonna just go about it. Ain't too many other graphics or other segues into this because we got to get to the meat and potatoes of what we saw in reaction to yesterday's game. So, first things first, bro. My thoughts on Bryce Young's performance. Honestly, very first drive, he played great. He played like shades of the end of 2024. Very first drive was 13 plays. We only got a field goal out of that when we could have had a touchdown if he leads Hunter Renfrow on the real route. I think that was going to be the epitome of how to start the season. Because we don't get that, I felt that set the tone for the rest of the game, in a sense, because it was there. It was there. And he had flashes of the end of the season. But then he also had flashes throughout the rest of the game where he was playing like the start of 2024 Bryce Young, the one that got benched. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to be honest. He had those flashes and those moments where he played like 2024 beginning of the year Bryce, because the very next drive, so we tied the game up 3-3 as y'all saw. Very next drive, where we get a stop, we get the ball. Bryce, it's 3rd and 1, I want to say. He has an opportunity to run for a first down like he did on the first drive. He has the opportunity, it's there. But instead, he tries to force the pass to Leggett in the back. And granted, when you first see it, yes, Leggett is open. However, there is a corner behind him that Bryce isn't attributing to being like, oh, he may potentially break off and come down on this pass. Let me just run for it, get the first down, and we'll keep going. He tries to force that pass. That corner breaks. Ball goes up in the air. That turns into the first interception. That's not good, man. That's not good. Then we sitting there and we talking about the fumble because we're down 3-10, have an opportunity. We're going downfield. Or we were down 3-17 at that point, I want to say, because it was right before the half. Bryce, 3rd and 8, running the ball, is going forward. Looks like he doesn't know how to make a decision on whether he wants to slide or just go ahead and try to truck bro to absorb the hit. And because of that, he stumbles and inadvertently fumbles the ball. Bryce, can't have that. Can't have that, bro. Make a decision. Take the slide or take the hit. Once you get out that pocket, that's what you got to do. Once you get out that pocket, that's what you got to do. And there were times where he just forgot he can run. And there were times where he ran great, knew what to do, got out of bounds and everything like that. And then other times where he's just stumbling and staggering and he just doesn't know what he wants to do. He had other passes where he threw dots. He threw dimes. But they just couldn't get hung on. And there were other times where Bryce just did not make the right reads, the right calls, so on and so forth. And I can't fault him. So overall, he did not play great. He did not play good. He did not play average. He played subpar a bit. He had flashes of greatness. But as a totality and as a whole, I have to be honest. Bryce, you played below average. You weren't horrible. I've seen you play worse. But there were moments and there were times where you had the right idea. You had, like, case in point, the corner pass to Xavier. Perfect pass. Perfect dot. Perfect thought process. And Xavier doesn't get his feet down. That's not on Bryce. Another one. Perfect pass to T-Mac up the seam. T-Mac gets his arm held, and we don't get a touchdown out of that. That's not on Bryce. Again, if we can, there are a couple times he passed it to Hunter Renfrow in the sit route. He can do a little bit better in getting it to Hunter Renfrow so he can protect himself. But Jacksonville was hitting and breaking up a lot of passes. Then there were a couple times where we were just hitting people in the chest and you got drops. At one point in the game, Bryce's stat line was 15 of 31, 144 yards, 1 TD, and 2 turnovers. Trevor Lawrence's was 19 of 31 for 178 with 1 TD and 1 turnover. So like I said, it ain't all on Bryce. However, he did not play up to the standard that I need him to play this season. He did not do that. And I can't fake that. I cannot sit there and say the boy played phenomenal and everything was just on everybody else. No, he made some bad reads. He had some times where he didn't pick up a blitz that was easily coming. He had some times where, hey, bro, you can easily make this an easier, manageable third down for you, first down, whatever the case may be, by just taking off and getting out of bounds or taking off and sliding. But when you take off, go ahead and commit to what you're going to do. That's really my issue with Bryce's running. He has the ability, but it's like if he's not running towards out of bounds, if he stays in the center of the field, he doesn't know if he wants to slide or if he wants to go try and truck the dude. You can slide, B. Or if you're going to do it, or if you're going to truck the dude, cover it up and go. I'm cool with either or. Just make a decision. Just make a decision. And next, we got to talk about the issues concerning the offense as a whole. Now, I'm going to say this. There are multiple things that I had issues with. The multiple drops by the receivers. It seemed like the only receivers that showed up yesterday were T-Mac and Hunter Renfrow. Xavier, you were sporadic. I'm still livid about the catch on the corner because that's just a toe drag, bro. It's simple toe drag. You've done that multiple times. Then not only that, Xavier, you had one screen pass where instead of just going upfield, you're trying to make people miss and you end up running backwards. Not the first one where you hopped over a dude and then got tackled by the second one, even though for that one you could have just, once you hopped over the first dude, put a foot in the ground, go forward, and maybe get 2 or 3 yards. I'm talking about the second one where you caught in the flat and you're trying to make a miss and you end up running backwards and only, for what was a 5-yard catch, turned into only a 2-yard catch. Come on now. We didn't utilize Trimble enough or Jatavian Sanders, and they didn't really have a presence at all. And offensive line, bro. Oh my God. Like, Icky's presence was missed. First and foremost, Iquanda's presence was missed. But I told y'all, Austin Corbett was not the guy to start at center.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Continuous high snaps from Austin Corbett throw off Bryce Young's timing. Throw off a high snap will throw off any quarterback's timing. If the timing is off and they have to take the 2 seconds to always keep corralling these wild snaps, they're not going to be in rhythm to throw the ball where they want to or see what they need to see because they got to make sure, oh snap, I have to make sure this is controlled. By the time they have it controlled, everything else they've seen is changed. They haven't had the time to perfectly dissect that. And Austin Corbett had multiple times where he did that, where it was either too high, too wide, or it was earlier than Bryce wanted. There were 2 times I saw where he snapped the ball when Bryce wasn't ready. 6 times I saw where the snap went way too high and Bryce still managed to corral it. Then I want to say it was right after we got the J.C. Horn interception. We get a perfect pass up the seam by T-Mac, who made a phenomenal effort. Bro, T-Mac was doing what he could, made a phenomenal effort, got the catch on it was an RPO, not even an RPO. It was just a play action pass. And it gets negated because Austin Corbett, the center, is the only one running upfield, so we get an ineligible man downfield penalty.
Nani?
What are we doing, bro? How do you get that penalty? And you were the only lineman that did it. I told y'all I don't like Austin Corbett. I was much more comfortable with going with Cade Mays. And that game showed me that I felt I was right. If there was anybody who was really atrocious for their position, those on offense, I felt it was Austin Corbett. Multiple times. I didn't like it. I wasn't comfortable. I didn't think it was good. And overall, it was bad, bro. It was bad. And some of the play calling, Dave, I felt was very pedestrian. Especially the running game. I got to talk about y'all too. Chuba, Rico, Trevor. Again, love y'all boys. I really do. Sometimes y'all just got to go and hit the hole downhill.
Nani?
There's no jump back. There's no cut back lane. You just got to hit the hole. You just got to hit the first hole and go and get as many yards as you can, because there were too many times I saw them trying to Le'Veon Bell it and just wait for the jump back lane and cut back. But Jacksonville was filling the holes to the point there was never a cutback lane. There may have been 2-3 times where a cutback lane appeared and they were able to turn it into like a 5-6 yard game. But most of the time, that wasn't there. Most of the rush yards you just had to hit going forward and you were fine, bro. And like I said, I know that's their strength. I know that's the best way for running backs actually to move nowadays, is to be patient, let the blocks develop, and go forward. But sometimes you just got to go. Like, for example, 3rd and 1, when we were in the red zone after the J.C. Horn pick. Bro, Chuba, I trust you. I trust you, bro. If you hit that hole full speed rather than try to jump and wait for the hole to open up, I'm sure you can knock over to get that first down. More than sure about it. Like, that's really what frustrated me. And then I got to go to the defensive side, bro, because I also got to talk about that. And if I don't, I'm not fair. And the holes within Carolina's defense, we're going to talk about these, man. First things first. Our Russian defense, it's still bad. It's still bad. When Turk Wharton went out, it started to show again. The first time when he went out with the concussion and those few plays right after before he came back, it was starting to appear. Then when he went out after the weather delay with the hamstring, it started to show. We had times where it was perfect. Rush defense was perfect. But overall, it was always something with our defense. Either our rush defense gave up something big or our pass defense gave up something big. Because 71-yard run by ETN literally could have been stopped. And my major issue with our rush defense, and I don't like this, I said this in my own personal video, we have to stop throwing just shoulders into the pile and into the scrum, thinking that's going to be enough. We did not wrap up yesterday. Not at all. Not at all. The 71-yard run, if y'all go back and watch it, The hole that ETN hits happens that way because our edge rusher comes in to take on the lead blocker, and rather than staying on the outside, taking it with his left shoulder and having his right arm open, so if ETN bounces to the outside, he can get there. He just goes in, throws his whole right shoulder into it, hits, spins, and knocks himself to the ground, and also spins into the way of the flowing linebacker behind him to where the linebacker gets tripped and can't fill the gap. If the edge rusher stays outside, that linebacker can flow inside, and y'all got both of the gaps filled. Or if you go inside, the linebacker flows outside. Either way, y'all can both do that. But because you were just trying to go lay the hit stick and not actually wrap up, ETN just sits there, sees both of y'all trip, sees the lane, boom, he's gone. And that happened multiple times on multiple runs where all you have to do is just wrap up, bro. Instead of going for the major hit, just wrap up. I can't defend that. I can't defend that because there were times where it showed, where you had promise, where y'all run defense looked good. And then it just goes out the window. I can't. And another thing. I need Aviro to hear this one. I needed to hear this one. Get Nick Scott out of the game, bruh.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I'm sick of Nick Scott. I'm sick of him. Please, Damani Richardson or Lathan Ransom, put them in that other safety spot with Morrig. Like, get Nick Scott out of the game. Nick Scott's the reason why that first TD to Strange happened, because he did not take the tight end that he saw just crossing and flowing. You're manned up on the goal line. You see him flowing and nobody's taking him. And you just watch it. Sit there. You allow a 3rd and 10 post to come into your zone. And you just allow it to happen. Like, bro, I don't. You play very lackadaisical in coverage. You don't know what you want to do. And you don't make plays. Nick Scott, I need you off the field. I really do. I'd much rather, at least if it's Ransom or Damani, at least if it's like the Ransom, I can say it's a rookie. Damani Richardson, I probably feel the same way because he's been in the league for a little minute. But that'd be my change, bro. That'd be my change. I don't like it. Overall, it had potential, but just wasn't it, bro. And now it's time for Panther Nation to speak their truth. But before we get into that, I will showcase the Panthers freeze frame of the day from the game. And this is that wheel route to Hunter Renfrow. I thought this was a great photo and honestly had potential to be a great moment for Renfrow. So I thought this was a really cool photo in this and the third. But let's get on back to it, man. To Panther Nation, speaking their truth. And first one comes up from Jarman369. What was all that talking about Young turning the corner and the Panthers fans were crazy for not being hyped for him in our team this season? We ain't hating. We just ain't oblivious like you. You're the type to already press the panic button after you. Yeah. 17 weeks to go, and you already think we're top. That's cool. Because, again, had Bryce played the rest of the game the same way that he played the first drive, had certain passes that occurred the way they were supposed to, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be making this comment. But, you know what? Get your rocks off today, bro. I'm still I'm still confident. 17 weeks. I'm still confident this can be a 10-win team, 8-win team. My floor is 8. That's my floor. 8 wins. And I'm still confident that Carolina can achieve that. So, talk to me at the end of the season instead of week 1. How about that? Next comes from Matto Lomax 535 says, I gave hype points. Keep up the great work. Appreciate that, Matto. Appreciate that, Mom. Greatly appreciate that. Greatly appreciate it, man. And then, lastly, this one comes from Big Act 7823. If you get a pick 6, that's game over because, like you said, you possess the ball in order to run it in. That's what I figured. I think that's what it would be. I thought we were going to get to see it with the Atlanta game because Atlanta and Tampa Bay were about to go into overtime to a Younghoe Koo shanked that kick. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Also, shout out to J.C. Horn on that incredible pick, bro. That one-handed pick, we should have turned that into points for bro and everything. So, shout out to JC on that. But, guys, that's all I have for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can always be notified of when these videos are rocking. Next, comment below and let me know y'all thoughts from the game yesterday, bro. How'd you feel about Bryce Young's performance? How'd you feel about what offensive player did you feel did not show up or had some issues? And what were the defensive issues that you saw? Maybe y'all saw something different. Maybe you saw the same thing as me. Maybe you saw a completely different scenario. I didn't get into Canales and Avero and their play calling. Maybe there's something there that you guys feel about that. But leave them in the comment section below. Also, remember, if you want to see me for other content, more in-depth Panther content, or just like personal content, such as Try Not to Laughs and gaming and things like that, you can find me at my own personal YouTube at Tornado McRae. That is available. But with all that being said, guys, at the end of the day, what do I know? I'm just a skinny brother with 2 tats. Peace. Much love to all you Panther Nation. Take care. Later days. And as always, keep pounding. I'll see you next time.